Sad news, mate. Paul Felder decided to retire.
I know, I don't know how I feel about it.
I'm quite happy for him, mate.
I liked his comment, like a touch too early rather than a touch too late, and I thought maybe he knows something we didn't.
Well, he's kind of saying about people like Cerrone. He says who's done 5 fights too many. Do you know what I mean?
Aye. I do see where it's coming from, but at the same time, it's hard to watch a guy who's like so good just go, no, that's me, because you feel like, well, he could still mix it with name a guy, and it's not as if he'd be like, oh, he's miles out of his depth. If you put him in with name a person, like he could easily, and we've seen him do it, like short notice 5-round fights.
Aye, with Dos Santos.
Aye, just like
that was the fight that kind of I was buzzing from, because like that. He's found the fire back, and that's what he said. But then he went on and says, I found the fire, but then it started to getting dimmer and dimmer and dimmer as he went into the gym.
But had he not been training for a triathlon prior to it or something like that as well? So it wasn't as if he was doing like no training and he went.
But he talks about, so he went in before the Dos Santos thing and he literally hit a pad and he went, nah, it's just
no there.
I can't stand it. He spoke about how his mum spoke about what he was like coming up. And he said if he had missed a single MMA session, it would drive him wild. Like, he would not stop talking about it all fucking day. And he would just go insane. And he says, and then I literally hit the pad with my left and I didn't want it. And that's how I knew I'm done. I'm
just not interested.
Aye.
Then because these guys coming up are killers, they'll not show you any mercy. So you, like you've just said there, Cerrone, was it last week?
Aye.
Too many rounds, gets too much footage, people start taking too much damage. Like, there's a lot of Paul Felder fights out there to watch now, if you wanted to really put something together to make a game plan to defeat Paul Felder, you possibly could, but you could definitely work out a way to inflict a lot of damage on him.
Yeah, and that's another thing he said, I don't want to be hit in the face anymore. He says, he doesn't want to suffer like the whole fucking next month with his whole orbital bone and all that.
There seems to be more of this, There's been a couple of bad ones lately, and people, do you think maybe the Diego Sanchez saga?
I think it is kind of pushing guys.
A lot of fighters have went, hang on.
I'd wind up with that dick.
And obviously there's guys who we have just seen like a long list of extremely future Hall of Fame fighters getting cut. Like, maybe he just wants to go, I didn't want to go on like a 3, 4, 5 fight skid and get cut. Maybe I'll just...
Well, he actually got offered, so after the Dos Santos, he had 3 fights left in that contract, but UFC said, we're giving you well more money, we want you to keep fighting. And he basically signed the contract, and he didn't even get to use the contract. He didn't get one fight out of it. And he just went, even the amount of money, and he says, this is quite a lot of fucking money for me.
Then that's how you know,
And he went, I couldn't even accept it. I didn't want it. I wanted out of the sport.
Then best to go. Best to get out, definitely, because you'll just end up hurt. Because somebody coming up who just wants to fucking maul people will.
Aye.
If you're 1 foot in and 1 foot out, then you're gonna get hurt, Like, you can't be a hobbyist.
No.
You to be fair, right? I don't even really think you can be training and commentating.
No, I get what you mean.
No, at that level.
No.
Like the travelling, so if you're in Vegas this weekend, you're in Texas next weekend, you're in Florida. Mate, you're fucking travelling all the time, you're tired. Like, these guys, they need that recovery time. What's his recovery time? Sleeping on a plane.
Aye.
It's no good. It's too many late nights. It's up till daft o'clock. Like, people don't, and then it's missed workouts with your scheduled workouts with your team or with your partners or with whatever you need to work on. So you can't commentate and fight at anything. I know, like, Dominic Cruz does it, right? And does it fairly well, to be fair. But that doesn't mean they all can.
No.
Like, if you notice, pre-fight, Anthony Smith kind of disappears a wee bit. And I think that's smart. Yeah. I don't think you should be...
That's how we've seen Tyron Woodley get fucked. He had too much other commitments.
Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey's the prime example. She'd done too much elsewhere, and like, people who follow fighting knew who Holly Holm was, but everybody thought this is Holly Holm, this is a foregone conclusion, fucking kaboom, have a shin in the heat. So that's that. Like, Paul Felder's maybe just like, Maybe he likes commentating. Maybe they go.
No,
out
he
for,
loves it. That's what
aye,
I'm saying.
mate, like,
He probably gets paid pretty well there.
aye,
as well.
of course. And he goes out for beers after, and he gets to travel with his pals.
Light
and
beers, but you know what I mean. Cutting phase. You know what I mean.
I don't think he bothers.
Right, there's something I actually wanted to talk to you about. So he spoke about how during the entire time he was fighting, he grew an eating disorder, right? And outworth of fighting, I mean, actually like doing MMA training or competing, he's actually in a better shape, and he doesn't think about food as much
Because he's not restricting himself.
Aye.
Maybe.
Mad.
Aye. Cravings are real. See, when you're trying really hard not to eat something,
Yeah.
you do just think about eating it all the time. And then
Because
you-
that's that one thing taken away from you, and you just
like I never get into fucking. I'm never ripped. Like I'm never really that shredded.
shredded out your mind and hours.
No, since I was like an amateur fighter. No even close to
When you
really
had
what.
great hair.
Aye, had long hair.